Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Welcome, 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 welcome to the Vicki Show. Let me invite my Instagram family. Give me just a second, dear family. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Vicki Show. We are so pleased that you are with us today, dear family. Welcome to the Vicki Show, where I'm here typically, weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated women just like you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our broadcast today. We're so pleased that you have joined us, dear family. We're going to do just a little bit of housekeeping before we get ready to get into our topic today. We're going to be talking about the latest breaking development that has taken place in the Breonna Taylor situation out of Kentucky. Let's get ready to talk about it in just a moment. But as you come in, please come in giving us the thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. We want you, dear family, to text the word Queens to 31996. Whoops. So that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. Would you do that? Come on in, texting the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. Also, dear family, I want you to know that we have a school at flynubianbusiness.com. That's flynubianbusiness.com, where you can learn how to build your own Black business or your side business, learning from Black people. Flynubianbusiness.com. And I start again tomorrow, my weekly mastermind class, where each week I drop a spiritual principle and I elaborate on it, and you get to ask me questions in a private VIP session. So that's been absolutely amazing. The feedback has been amazing. So you want to sign up for that at clubvicky.com. That's clubvicky.com. And I want you to know that I believe we still have that for 30-day. For the first 30 days, $1 entry fee. And I can assure you that it would be well worth it. It's so important to understand that when you sow to the Spirit, you reap of the Spirit. All right. Thank you so much for that, dear family. I won't be before you long, God willing, but I will be strong with this news today that broke earlier today. And so let's get ready to talk about it. The Breonna Taylor situation. This is important, family, because a lot of people are talking about this. A lot of people have things to say about this. There are voices that are discussing the situation with our dear sister's murder. This is not about whether somebody went into the wrong house and no death took place. We're not talking about the outcome of a car. Do you understand? We're talking about the life of a Black woman, where her killers, her murderers are still at large. Yes, I am aware that swirling, Trump-loving, blackface white supremacist that is the Attorney General of the state has impaneled a grand jury. But her killers are still at large. I was listening and reading about some of your leaders, some of the people that you put trust in, that's on the front lines that's trying to conduct a civics class. Oh, welcome to my class today. Yes, yes, yes. Regarding Attorney Crump and some of the other Black family that some of you see as your leaders, that are considered to be activists and that are well-known influencers, that's trying to teach me about a civics class and to understand the difference between a civil case and a criminal case. I don't know who all may or may not be listening, because I'm not going to be talking to you too much today. I'm not in that. I just want to get out what I have to say, say what I got to say and go. Give my analysis for my tribe. Because Vicki's, I'm not for everybody. Listen. What I want you to understand about me is that I am not an attorney. I have not passed anybody's bar. I don't represent anybody in court, whether civilly or criminally. But I want to just give you just a little bit of insight into my story, which I've shared a little bit here and there, and I have intentionally kept some parts out, and I will continue to do so until the time is right for me to say more. I was listening to some of the Bones and Biscuits and the Bootlicks today, trying to say and explain to us that this $12 million settlement is just the first step. I was listening to Attorney Crump a little bit ago, and he was acting as if the reason people are coming against him is because they're jealous. I was listening to, again, some of you all's other leaders and people that you look up to. Tell us about the breakthrough reforms that this $12 million managed to get. These types of comments show the extraordinary depths of your mental illness, dear family. The people that wants to sit down and tell me about a civics class, God, today, I would like to suggest for you respectfully, because the Vicki Show is not just about likes and shares and who subscribes. I cooperate with that because I'm a part of a network. But that ain't my assignment, baby. Don't ever get my assignment and who I am and what I do twisted. Don't ever do it. Because I don't need nobody checking me off, approving me, patting me on the back. The multiple initiations that I've gone through verifies and approves me for such a time as this. Somebody talk black to me. While I am not an attorney, I have worked with them. While I am not a judge, I have dealt with them on a civil and criminal level. I not only understand what it means to be for years in the belly of the beast. Prior to that, my program for the state was approved, called Jailhouse Rock Academy, where I would go into prisons and teach and change lives. All of you that are giving, I bless your gifts 1,000-fold. You're welcome, Dustin, for your kind gift, your time, energy, and insight. Gratitude. Thank you all so much. I don't want to ignore anybody's gift. $55, $10, whatever. Thank you so much. But listen, I've sued judges without an attorney. I've negotiated with several states' attorneys general in the Drake Hotel in Chicago, Illinois, with the New Bottom Line National Organization before they signed off with Wall Street for their multi-million-dollar deal. I have been before federal judges, federal magistrate judges, state judges, and local judges. I have met with prosecutors for civil reasons that were even Republican and white. I have sued the city and county of Denver, as well as multiple Wall Street agents and entities and officials. What I know is what your crumps and your little activist buddies and your little television pundits cannot know. It's a deeply spiritual person. And as a deeply spiritual person, I was allowed and permitted by God to be in those spaces. And I was picking up insight and information that no law school could tell me about. No news article and no press release can tell you about. Some of you don't have that type of accreditation. What I know is what I was told in silent, in private, and in public. I know why I was targeted. Your FBI agents that came after your sister, your other law enforcement agents that were sitting unbeknownst to me at multiple spaces and places where I was doing activist work, can't nobody tell me nothing. Nothing about what, Vicki? When I say that there is more going on, and when I say that there is more than one settlement that was reached, baby, it wasn't just the $12 million that was reached in this case. It is the settlement of you black face white supremacists. Somebody talk black to me. I said it is not only the settlement of this $12 million case for a murder. It is the settlement of you bones and biscuits and you bootlicks that want to sit your funny looking self up there and tell me the difference between a civics and a criminal case. Be seated. Instagram. Come on over to FlyNubianQueenTV.com. I won't be there long. I promise you. I won't be there long today. Hurry now. By the way, family, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. You can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard, where I'm always posting stuff. You can also follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki, my last name first, where I'm always breaking news, sharing stories, and giving little short insights into stuff. Dillard Vicki. Let me just put this up really quick, please. As I'm doing that, dear family, on the count of 3, for those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're watching us on one of our YouTube channels, if you're watching us on one of our other ones, please like, share, and follow on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Now, let me tell some of you all something today. Someone asked the question and said, well, what are you guys so mad about Attorney Crump for? Because, you know, he's a civil attorney. He's a civil attorney. Only the prosecutor, only the attorney general has the power to actually bring charges. Slowness, 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 slowness in war. You being a Black person in war, your vocation, who you are and what you do, no matter what your station in life, is always supposed to be for the good and for the goal of prevailing and victory in this war against white supremacy. That's number one. I don't care what you do for a living. Your goal should have an element of warfare in it. You need to weaponize everything that you do in order to ensure that your people experience freedom, justice, and equality. I just want to give this very short word today. The article that I'll read to you from right now is from the New York Times. Just so I can give you the specifics on it. Yes. And it says, watch this. Breonna Taylor's family receives $12 million settlement from the city of Louisville. While I'm reading that, I'd like for you to answer a question for me. What is the city? Who is the city? In one word or two words. In two words, please tell me what a city is. In two words, while I'm reading this, tell me what the city is. In the aftermath of the botched police raid, it says, in which Ms. Taylor was killed, the city also agreed to institute changes aimed at preventing future deaths by officers. Here's the photo that they used. I'm talking to some intelligent Black people today. After months of protest that turned Breonna Taylor's name into a national slogan against police violence, city officials agreed to pay her family $12 million and to institute reforms aimed at preventing future deaths by officers. The settlement in a wrongful death lawsuit. What kind of lawsuit is it? What kind of lawsuit is it, family? What kind of lawsuit is it, family? Wrongful death. You didn't mix up some paperwork. You don't have a business or corporation dispute. You're not dealing with a contract dispute. These are negotiations over our sister's death. Yes. I'm emphasizing certain things for a reason. I said, who is the city? And then I also asked you, what kind of suit was it, family? What kind of settlement was it? A young Black woman who was killed by white police officers, that is Breonna Taylor, in a botched raid last March was announced Tuesday by her legal team and city officials. As protesters drummed outside the city, Ms. Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer, was joined by other relatives and advocates wearing black masks inscribed with Ms. Taylor's name in white lettering. Her family's lawyer, Ben Crump, said the settlement ensured that Ms. Taylor's life wouldn't be swept under the rug like so many other black women in America who have been killed by police, marginalized. The agreement they reached was relatively quick compared with other cases of police shootings, which have often dragged through the courts for years. It was sizable, with her family receiving more than double the amount paid to the relatives of Eric Garner, the New York man who died in a police chokehold in 2014. Most of all, it was unusual because of the range of reforms, a dozen in all, that the embattled city agreed to adopt in an effort to quell the protests that have left the downtown boarded up. What did they just say? In an effort to quell the protests that have left the downtown boarded up. I asked the question in my post a couple of hours ago. Did Breonna Taylor's family take a $12 million hush money settlement? That's what I asked. It was a question. I think the white media answered the question for us. Ha! What do you mean, Vicki? You think that the white media answered the question for us? In this paragraph, they said that it was sizable, with her family receiving more than double the amount paid to the relatives of Eric Garner. Most of all, it was unusual because of the range of reforms, a dozen in all, that the embattled city agreed to adopt in an effort to quell the protest, Black family, America's, one of the three major native tongues America speaks in. One of the three is violence. In an effort to quell this $12 million settlement, I asked if it was hush money. I asked because they want you Negroes to just tamp down the demand for justice. Close your eyes, family. Close your eyes. Close your eyes, beloved. Seriously, wherever you are, unless you're driving, please close your eyes. If you're sneaking, watching me at work, don't worry about it. Rock-a-bye, baby, in the treetops. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. The level of dissatisfaction amongst Black people has reached a fever pitch, and it is scaring the hell out of America, and it has sparked a global revolution. And so your open enemy gives you these so-called symbolic wins so that you will shut up and just go back to sleep. I don't need none of you activists to tell me nothing. You don't get to tell me, none of you, and I'm helping you by not saying your name. Don't you tell me nothing about the difference between a civil case and a criminal case. You know why? Because I've been on every side of it. And I know that which you don't know, you coward, you bad wench, you whore, you traitor. I say this to you in love, Black family. Mr. What is his name? What is the attorney's name? Mr. Crump. You said that the reason some folk are talking down about this is because folks are jealous of you. Dear sir, I'm a woman. I love being a woman, and I don't want to be you. I don't want nothing you doing. I despise attorneys similar to you. No disrespect. I have been very measured in my comments against you, brother. I have talked about some of the good things that I perceive that you did along with you and Lee Merritt. But I, at the same time, also tell you the truth when I see that you guys are trifling and when I see that you are treating white supremacy like it's a kitty cat. You are enamored by and you are moved by her purr, you see. I haven't come all out and called you out of your name. I have shown respect to you. Don't want to be you, baby. I'm a girl, like being a girl, love being Vicki. Don't want to be nobody else. Born for this. But let me tell you something, dear sir. I'm not interested in refurbishing white supremacy. I'm not interested. My problem with you, dear sir, unlike other members of Black society, I can't speak for nobody else in Black society, and I'm certainly at this moment not trying. But let me give you this disclaimer. The thoughts and opinions that are expressed by me are those that may not necessarily be those of the network FlyNubianQueenTV.com or our affiliates where my show is replayed. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. Before I let you see this clip, I asked you a question. I said, what is the city? And most of you got it right. What is the city but the people? The reason this is a problem, dear family, is who pays these settlements? Did these dollars come out of the pockets of these murderous police officers? These fugitives? Answer me. Please answer me. Louisville Metro Police Department officers Jonathan Mattingly. These are these fugitives. Brett Hankinson and Miles Cosgrove, who murdered our sister on March 13th. No, baby, it's your very Black taxpayer dollars that's underwriting your own murder. I was listening to some of these black-faced white supremacists run their mouth, telling us what a breakthrough amount that this settlement was. They were telling us, dear family, about how this kind of settlement has never happened before like this. Maybe one other case. This was the largest settlement that you paid for. Remember, I read you a part of the Declaration of Independence yesterday. One of the things that sparked that also was taxation without representation. They're stopping too many of us in the Black community from voting. And then they're using your taxpayer dollars, as I've shown you before, to study Kenyan soldiers to turn around and use that information against our warrior class. I've shown you how they're misusing your dollars. And the reason why you're getting the backlash that you're getting from police and police unions and white politicians about defunding the police, the notion, even the idea of defunding the police, the reason it bothers them is because you, Negro, are the ones who have been paying the white supremacists to kill you all along. What is the city but the people. But you want me to be excited, emphatic, and happy about a $12 million settlement that we're paying for. Thumbs up, like and share, please, dear family. Thumbs up, please like and share. Meanwhile, I was looking at some of the prices for an Hermes Birkin bag. Somebody talk black to me. Crocodile skin. One of them is $223,000. I begin to think about a number of different items that if you just put 10 or 12 or 13 of them together would equal the payment, this blood money. I began to think about an auction that I was privy to and a painting at this particular auction. Multiple millions of dollars for a piece of artwork. And you guys want us to see this as a breakthrough and a victory. And let me address some of you others who may think, well, it's not unusual for people to do a civil suit and to sue later. I know slowness, but what are you signaling when you do it before her killers are brought to justice, before there's even an indictment? What are you signaling? What are you saying up front? That's the equivalent of those of you that play cards and stuff. I don't know nothing about playing cards and stuff, but I do know about the little statement that you're laying all your cards on the table. What does that signal? What does that say when you do it at the forefront instead of at the end? You're finding ways to justify your cowardice. You're finding ways to silence us. This hush money was not only about hushing up Breonna Taylor's family. It was about hushing us up too. I'm afraid that most of you that call yourselves being on the front line are unworthy. And I say it to you because you spoke down to us. I say it to you because you think you're going to play me. Baby, you ain't walked in my shoes. You don't have the initiations that I have to sit down and tell me that I need to understand a freaking civics class because Attorney Crump is a civil lawyer. My problem with the likes of these civil attorneys like Lee Merritt, for example, which I can appreciate some of the work that he did, but I told this to my brother, I said this to him as well. Lee Merritt was the one that attended an awards event with Botham Jean's brother, Brant Jean, the Brant Jean that ran into the arms of his brother's killer and said that you're just like me. I don't want you to do one day in jail. And that begged the judge twice to hug her. And that said that God would forgive her. Lee Merritt defended him, and Lee Merritt defended Judge Mammy Tammy and said that when Judge Mammy Tammy did a Bible study and a prayer meeting in her courtroom with a murderous killer, an anti-Black terrorist, Lee Merritt rebuked us and said that she was just showing humanity and we attacked her. Lee Merritt went with Botham Jean's brother to accept an award from the police and bragged about how proud of him he was. The problem I have with you Negroes is not that I need you to tell me nothing. My problem is I need to tell you everything. Be seated. How dare you attempt with your arrogant self to act like we don't understand the difference between a civil lawyer and a criminal lawyer. You are speaking and signaling in more than one way. You are an affable Negro to white supremacy. You are accommodating to it, and you are polite and accepting of it. That's what's happening here. And with all due respect, I need you to look closely because this video is literally only a couple of seconds, a few seconds, and you might miss it. I'm going to play it for you a few times. And the first time I play it, I want you to pay attention to the body language of attorney Ben Crump. I just want to clear up, Mr. Crump. I ain't trying to be you. Don't nobody, ain't nobody, I'm not. I can't speak for nobody else. I ain't jealous of you. I don't want to be you. I told you I just heard him say that earlier today. That the reason why folks are coming against him is because of that. No, sir. I have been defending you in some ways, congratulating you on other things that you've done, but also properly and rightly correcting you when you're tripping. Shout out to you, Silent D Production. Shout out to you, Judith. These settlements need to be paid by errors and omissions insurance that is paid by public officials and police officers, okay? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Please listen.
No, I do not.
This is the voice of Jacob Blake Sr. This is Jacob Blake Jr.'s father at a press conference that took place also, right, recently, after the attempted murder on his life by race soldiers. Of course, you all know now that Jacob Blake Jr. is paralyzed. His father did a press conference along with the mother. She was there as well. And most of media aren't talking about this. Mr. Crump, my issue with you is the type of Black masculinity that you are projecting to the world while we're at war with white supremacy. I fully understand for those of you who think you're going to teach the Black grassroots something because you're speaking down to us because you think you know how to properly navigate through white supremacist systems because you acquiesce to it. And we're not doing it well enough like you. We're not couth. We're not polite. And we don't show respect to murderous and oppressive systems. I'm afraid I know too well the system because I was involved in the system on multiple levels, civil and criminal. Somebody Black talk Black to me. And with that in mind, this few-second video and the body language I want you to pay close attention to before the settlement for Breonna Taylor was announced.
Where was your question to Mr. No. Where was your question to Mr. No, I do not. I don't have a confidence in anybody that is white that is doing an investigation about a Black young man that was shot 7 times in his back and haven't come up with an answer or a comment at this point is not welcome. Where was your question to Mr. No, I do not. I don't have a confidence in anybody that is white that is doing an investigation about a Black young man that was shot 7 times in his back and haven't come up with an answer or a comment at this point is not welcome.
Okay, right after he said that, Ben Crump hurried up and went to the next question. He didn't say that's right. He didn't say that's understandable. The daddy said he didn't trust nobody. Why? And if you've been following me long enough, you know that I brought attention to that a long time ago. Did I not? Why did daddy say that? because those are the race soldiers that have been murdering us. And the media has been very quiet about it. Because Rachel Maddow, as much as you like to do all the homework in the world for COVID-19, and as much as folks come to break news to you and give you tips on the goings on and all of the palace intrigue related to the Trump administration, baby, the deep questioning and investigation and scrutinization that you have failed to do is what in the hell is wrong with y'all? That is the question that white supremacist America dare not answer or address out loud. Why in the world would Daddy Blake say, I don't trust anybody white conducting this investigation? Ben Crump, my issue with you, brother, is that it was very clear that you were signaling. It's very clear that you're setting this family up, in my mind, in the same way that you've set up some of the other families to signal to white supremacists, so that they can get a favorable settlement. But I don't want you to just look at Ben Crump. I want you to look at the video again, and I want you to look at Jacob Blake's mom. Do you remember that Jacob Blake's mom called for prayer? Do you remember that Jacob Blake's mom called for prayer? Thumbs up, family. I told you I'm not going to be before you long. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. When the father, who's also angry and upset and grieving the attempted murder of his son, exposing the obvious racism that's going on, I want you to look at the mother. I'm not trying to beat up on the family, but this is bigger than the family. We're the family. Talk black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
No.
Look at the mother.
No, I do not.
Now look at the mother.
Where was your question to Mr. No, I do not. I don't have a confidence in anybody that is white.
Y'all see that? Do y'all see that?
About a black young man that was shot 7 times in his back and
watch again. After the father says he does not have confidence, when he breaks down that his son was shot in the back 7 times, you still want us to be polite with white supremacists? You still want us to show manners? You want us to be affable? Watch the mama.
No, I do not. I don't have a confidence in anybody that is white that is doing an investigation about him.
Mama didn't even show that look on her face when she was talking about those that shot her son. When the mama was talking about those that shot her son, she was very measured, very conscious in her body language. And she even said, the mother did, about how can you be upset or angry with someone because of the color of their skin. She was very kind and polite with these white supremacists that almost killed her son. Look at the black mama. Not trying to disrespect the lady. And then I want you to look at the attorney that's there. And I want you to tell me that you don't see that there's already a plan that's in the work. I don't need you funny looking activists and you funny looking black pundits or attorneys telling me that I need some kind of civics case. Class. all of the strategies that you're doing have been totally debunked. You're humiliating yourselves, and it took all of this to even halfway try to get an indictment for the life of this black woman. Look at the black mama. And Attorney Crump, my issue is you, because I'm wondering what kind of counsel are you giving them? This black man is sitting there talking about the white supremacist race soldiers that tried to murder him execution style, but they didn't succeed, though he's paralyzed. And the mother shows a greater disgust for her baby daddy than she did the white supremacist.
And haven't come up with an answer or a comment, young man.
I know I ain't crazy. I don't need you to tell me nothing.
And
me do roll call. When I used to be in school, I don't know if y'all do that now. I'm doing roll call. They trying to make sure certain ones are in class and be seated. Where's the roll call for you black activists and you television pundits and you funny looking attorneys? None of you intimidate me. I tested some of y'all's power. I was a protester on the front line. I didn't make the newspapers in front of banks, in front of attorney generals and all this other kind of stuff because I just sit on social media. I'm dealing with an autoimmune illness related to one of my major organs. There is a higher way to fight. And yours have been proven to be limited. I have never just thrown away activist work, because it does get some level of attention, but that cannot be the be all. And some of you funny looking Negroes that's outside, how often are most of you all protesting anyway and want to act like that's the only work you're doing? Most of you all only need to show up somewhere once or twice a month at the most. And you're outside somewhere for about 30 minutes. And the longest is if you at somewhere for 2 and 3 and 4 hours. I'm talking about on average. Why are you acting like that's the only work, baby? It's written that some waters, some plants, but God brings the increase. I put my money where my mouth is. And I use my gift of intelligence and my mouth and my spiritual connection to inform my people so that they can be intelligent, because no nation and no military is any good without the proper knowledge and intelligence. And we also know, and I've told you about this quote on a regular basis, whoever has the superior thought has the superior action. Then how much work are some of y'all really doing? Sit down with your funny looking self. I did all of that. I'm not dissing what you do, but don't you dare sit up here and diss me, baby. My dollars speak. My work speaks. My lifelong work speaks. And you want to get credit for being outside for 30 minutes. Now, before some of you funny looking people come and say, well, they was out there at one time for 4 hours. Slowness, I'm talking about on average. Some of you want to pat yourself on the back because you out there talking about you protesting somebody that you disagree with out in front of their house because there's 2 and 3 cameras, and you out there drinking your drink, your Sprite, high-fiving, jump roping. Somebody talk black to me. Playing games on your phone and want us to think that's work.
No, I do not. You don't have time. Where was your question to Mr. No, I do not. You don't have confidence. I don't have the confidence. Anybody that is white, that is doing an investigation about a black young man, no, I do not. You don't have confidence. I don't have the confidence. Anybody that is white, that is doing an investigation about a black, that is doing an investigation, I have the confidence. Anybody that is white.
Look at mama.
That is doing an investigation about a black young man.
Mama said, you that upset with your baby daddy. What did the baby daddy do? Did the baby daddy mess up some opportunity for some money, some settlement, or some other little thing that y'all planning behind the door, behind the scenes? Somebody talk black to me. How much is your life really quantifiable? Can you measure your life in dollars? What else happened in the Breonna Taylor case? I'm afraid you might have forgotten. What are we dealing with here? See, this is bigger than just Breonna Taylor, and this is bigger than just Breonna Taylor's family. The video that I just showed you of Attorney Crump, that's my problem with you, Attorney Crump. Anybody jealous of you, baby? It's not because I don't understand that you're a civil attorney. It's I understand that you are signaling weakness to white supremacy. They know your MO. They know that there is not going to be any threat of enforcement coming from you. Now, let me ask y'all something. I'm not getting ready to read this whole long outdrawn New York Times piece, because when you read the New York Times piece, and not just them, honestly, the others, New York Times wants us to confuse that with some kind of reforms. They want us to confuse what took place with that as some real reforms. Let me ask you something, family. This was reported by Blaine Alexander, Black lady reporter, NBC News correspondent. Watch this. This was out earlier today. Of course, you already know the city agreed to $12 million to the family. This is part of the settlement. Commanding officers must approve search warrants. Is that y'all consider it to be breakthrough? That commanding officers must approve search warrants? In the George Floyd's case, I believe Derek Chauvin, remind me, family, I think he was the most senior officer on the scene that day, was he not? Derek Chauvin, the one that murdered our brother, I think he was the most senior officer on the scene that day. Is this supposed to make us feel good? Y'all want to trick us and make us think that this is a real reform because commanding officers now must approve search warrants? What the hell does that do? Even if they approve the search warrants, when you got these fools still going out there breaking all, this not making no sense. How is that a breakthrough? How is that a win? Another part of it, incentives for officers to live in the city, improve relationships with the community. Did you all hear what I just said? I said included in this little package that your Black activists want us to confuse with progress is incentives for officers who live to live in the city. The cities that they patrol in. They put incentives in there for those officers to live in the city and improve relationships with the community. Another thing they threw in there is social workers help with mental health calls. Only a stupid and an idiotic people would think that that means something. The thing that would kill all of this. How many times have I told you guys that I'm all about the root? See, this is what I'm proof. This is the fruit and symptoms of white supremacy. Y'all want to just put band-aids on symptoms, cover up symptoms, and you don't want to deal with the root of white supremacy. The root in this case is to call for the death penalty for her killers. America's systems no longer have legitimacy. A win, what would kill all of that, is asking for the death penalty, demanding the death penalty for her killers. Punishment. Enforcement has a way to clear all that up. Another part of those wicked reforms that they said was about body cameras and stuff. Family, how many murders have been captured on camera and we still can't get no indictment? We still can't get prosecutors to bring charges. Still can't get a trial. Please list for me a couple of black folks that you've seen their murder on camera and it didn't come to nothing. Please, I'm waiting. And while you're doing that, the rest of you, please keep giving us a thumbs up, liking and sharing. Don't forget to text the word Queens to 31996 so that we're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. Are you getting it? Do you see how all of that stuff they're talking about has nothing to do with the root of white supremacy? The issues on how to deal with these killers and these race soldiers. Y'all said Sean Bell. Y'all said Eric Garner. Somebody said Philando Castile, Michael Brown. If you all can be so stupid to believe, I said those murders that were captured on camera, family. If you got it, Tamir Rice, absolutely. Absolutely, Sean Bell, absolutely. Y'all gonna let them play y'all like that? Y'all gonna let them play y'all like that? Like that's a win? Other than that, how many cases have you heard about where the white supremacist race soldier actually was required to turn on the body camera? But in so many cases, they said they forgot to turn it on or it malfunctioned. I'm waiting. Please respond. Please, somebody answer my question. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Follow me on Instagram, would you, at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard and on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. Thank you so much for tuning into my show. I'm typically here weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Please come in, giving us a thumbs up, liking, and sharing. If you happen to be watching us on one of our other affiliate networks, a network where the show is played or replayed, please like, please share, and please follow. Thank you so very much. You Negroes that work in the legal justice system, many of you, not all of you, many of you, like so many other people in other areas of society, are deeply compromised. And you are upset that we're at war, and you, like Donald Trump, are finding an excuse not to serve. God, that's so good. Let me just start calling you Donald Trump. What did Donald Trump do when he was supposed to serve in the military? What did Donald Trump do to get out of that? Can somebody tell me, what did Donald Trump do? What did Donald Trump do, dear family, so that he didn't have to serve in war? He lied. Thank you. Got a doctor to say he had bone spurs. Now, you all do know that at the time, he ain't nowhere near that today because he's just a big orange piece of vermin. Burnt orange vermin. God, today. Look up that if you don't know what that is. Burnt orange vermin. Yeah, that's what he is. Because I don't like Joe Biden at all, baby. I ain't giving Donald Trump no room. Burnt orange vermin. Listen, Donald Trump lied because he did not want to serve. See, some of you Negroes are mad that we're in an anti-black war and you ain't gung-ho on being on the front lines and serving. So your funny looking self has to be drafted. See, you think your mind was all about your career in a white supremacist corporation plantation job, and that's fine. And you mad that all of these murders and stuff's happening, not because of the actual injustice of it all for some of you. It's because it's messing up. You trying to integrate into white supremacists. Just when Babylon is falling, you was building a career. You trying to level up in Babylon. You trying to make a name for yourself in Babylon. You just got your business cards. You just got your office. They just gave you an official email. Your name is attached to one of their white supremacist organizations. You just at the beginning of it. And Vicki, now you sit up here talking about Babylon is falling. It's inconvenient, these black murders, for your career. It's making it awkward to be on the job. But in war, in this war, Black family, there's not one of you that's going to get away. You either going to do it voluntarily. How many times have I told you? I said, you are either going to do it voluntarily or involuntarily. This gradualism, this incremental type justice, no. That might have worked in the first trimester. God, today. That might have worked in the first trimester of this baby. It's time for deliverance. The baby's coming. I said the baby's coming. Some of you funny looking Negroes, it's either you're going to do it voluntarily serve or involuntarily serve. You're going to be drafted if you don't just go ahead and get with the program and start living a life that's bigger than just you. Somebody talk Black to me. You're paying for your own murders. You're underwriting your own murder. Let me say this. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Again, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. I asked you a few minutes ago. You all do know that in the Breonna Taylor's case, they lied initially that they knocked. Y'all remember that, right? When they said that they announced themselves, we learned that that was a lie, didn't we? We learned that one of the other officers also lied about the fact that he said that how Breonna Taylor's ex-boyfriend or something, it was found out that there was some suspicious packages going there. And they said that the post office told them that there was some suspicious packages going there. And when you talk to the post office said that's not true. The post office, that is the government. And I know all about that. The post office said that's a lie. The post office said the police was lying. Now, you know that's something when another federal government agency tells on another agency. The post office said that's a lie. Post office said, no, we didn't know. Actually, we didn't tell you that lie. So we know that the police lied about the circumstances surrounding it, which means that you are paying them to also cover up your murders. This is another thing. This is America, how you delegitimize your own systems. These agencies are supposed to exist for the people that you're supposed to serve and protect. But do you all remember? Do you all remember that Breonna Taylor's ex-boyfriend, not her boyfriend that she was with, the Black man that tried to save her life? By the way, Kenneth Walker, the Black man that actually shot a warning shot because somebody was battle ramming his home. He didn't know that it was police. They were in plain clothes. They did not announce themselves. Any intelligent Black masculine man, not those of you that are part of the buttery bussy brigade, not those of you that have been processed through the butter biscuitification process. This don't apply to you all. Those of you with your little tight skinny jeans and stuff on and trying to wear more earrings than me, red lipstick, nails and stuff, full face of makeup. Y'all know how to do makeup better than I ever could. Y'all know all the stuff it's called. Like, I watched the little Black girls on YouTube to learn how to even do this. God damn. Y'all know what the concealer, the primer, all that sounds like construction. Y'all know all that. Got a full beard on, hair's coming all out your face, doing your makeup. This doesn't apply to you, Andrew Gillum. Y'all know I told you I was going to talk about Andrew Gillum the other day. I chose not to do that after all. At that point, I may talk about it later because some of you all said, well, Vicki, you said you was going to do it a long time ago when it first broke. Well, I may do it later. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Andrew Gillum. Andrew. Now, don't forget with Andrew Gillum, at first, remember, Andrew didn't come out to tell us about him being bisexual. If that's your lifestyle, that's you. You first came out and told us it was an alcohol problem. Until the pictures was released showing everything. With a bunch of husky pink men. Bunch of campers. That's another story. I digress. God, today I'm digressing. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I gotta go. But listen. This don't apply to you. Did you all remember what these white supremacist race soldiers did to Kenneth Walker? I'm thinking that y'all forgot about just how diabolical this sister's case is. See, what happened to the black men in this case is just as important as Breonna Taylor. Because it shows you how deep the conspiracy to murder black folk go. What did they do to Kenneth Walker if they weren't covering up? I said, never mind the multiple lies. I'm just telling you about 2 lies that I remember off the top of my head. You know that the police officers always lie in their reports. It was proven that they told at least those couple of lies that I just mentioned to you before, right? But in addition, what did they do to her black man who was legally armed, protecting his woman? What did they do to that black man? Did y'all forget? They arrested him. But they weren't content on crucifying the black man, that one black man that was in her life. Y'all play too much. I got a heck of a lot more respect. The black man in this whole Breonna Taylor case I have so much respect for is that Kenneth Walker. The man that was trying to protect her. But that's not the only black man that they came after. Do you all see how deep this goes? These are just some of the things that I can remember just off the top of my head surrounding this Breonna Taylor case. Another black man, they went after Breonna Taylor's ex-boyfriend. The ex-boyfriend, I'm reading to you from a piece that was written September 1st. What does it say? Breonna Taylor's ex was offered a plea deal that said she was part of a crime syndicate. Family's attorney says. I'm going to say it again. These diabolical demons. I doubled up the word. It's either one or the other. Diabolical is related to demonic stuff anyway. But they devil. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. What did I just tell you? I'm scared y'all may have forgotten this. Jamarcus Glover is his name. Lawyers have insisted that she had nothing to do. Taylor's family and lawyers have insisted that she had nothing to do with Jamarcus Glover's alleged crimes. With little evidence against her and no previous criminal record, I'm going to say it again. With little evidence against her and no previous criminal record, they say she was only pulled into the case through her ties to Glover. So they tried to justify her unjustifiable murder by going into her past with an ex-boyfriend. And y'all think I'm going to be excited about this $12 million? Yet in July, Louisville prosecutors offered Glover, her ex-boyfriend, who she had nothing else to do with at that moment, they offered Glover a plea bargain, one that could turn a possible 10-year prison sentence into a probation. That said, Taylor, that's Breonna Taylor, they tried to slander this dead black woman. Do you know that takes a special kind of piece of trash? So if it's possible to put out of your mind all of the other unjust things that they did to cover up their crimes. Dear family, Louisville prosecutors offered Glover, her ex-boyfriend, a plea deal, one that could turn a possible 10-year prison sentence into probation, that said Taylor had participated in his organized crime syndicate. Glover's attorney, Scott Barton, told the Washington Post that prosecutors were fine providing an alternate version that did not name Taylor. They did not suggest that mentioning Taylor would lead to a better deal, he said. But Glover told the Louisville Courier-Journal in a Monday night interview that officials wanted him to falsely impugn Taylor. And Sam Aguiar, a Louisville attorney representing Taylor's family in a wrongful death lawsuit, slammed the offer, calling it part of a smear campaign. Aguiar said that the offer shows local officials are desperate to justify Taylor's killing. Shame on that office. She's dead. Way to try and attack a woman when she's not even here to defend herself. The circumstances surrounding our dear sister's murder, dear family, is so egregious that I'm not trying to hear you all tell me nothing. I understand that her mother is still talking about the charges. I understand, as I said in the beginning of the show, that swirling attorney general that just spoke on behalf of Donald Trump recently. Look at these pictures. Don't they just look adorable? Which one of the 5 pictures are your favorite? Let me show you my favorite. Here's my favorite. This one is just, oh God, this is just so adorable. Look at this one. Watch this one. This one's my favorite. That's my favorite one of the attorney general, that little swirling attorney general. These are pictures from his engagement party. Folks got mad because they felt like we had no business attacking him concerning his engagement party. He ought to be able to get engaged without any drama. That's my favorite. Look how he look. Look, this him right here, y'all. This him. This he like, look, baby. Let me get it right there. Let me get that. Yeah, just let me get my neck. Just put your head like right. Look at it. Look at it, y'all. Isn't that just the cutest ever? Isn't that just adorable? This is the kind of stuff that we want to see an attorney general and his woman make public while we're waiting for the killers of a Black woman to be brought to justice. Isn't it just us? This is just it's nothing like it. It's just absolutely amazing. Black people, we're so understanding. You all have not heard me unnecessarily critique Attorney Crump. But Attorney Crump, I don't want to use words to be deep with the problems that I have with you. Your body language said everything that I needed to hear on that video that I showed earlier. And Jacob Blake's mom, who seemed to show more anger towards her baby daddy because he said he don't trust white folks conducting the investigation. After his son being shot in the back 7 times.
Where we get question to Ms. Jim? No.
I just can't.
No. Where we get question to Ms. Jim? No, I do not. I don't have a confidence in anybody that is white that is doing an investigation about a Black young man that was shot 7 times in his back and haven't come up with an answer or a comment at this point is not welcome. Where we get question to Ms. Jim? No, I do not. I don't have.
I want you to watch the beginning of the video one more time. Listen to what Attorney Crump is saying. Listen, if you can, listen to what Attorney Crump is saying in the beginning of the video as well.
We get question to Ms. Jim? No, I do not. I don't have a confidence in anybody that is white. Where we get question to Ms. June? No, I do not. I don't have a.
He said, what was your question to Ms. June? It seemed that Attorney Crump was trying to hurry up and get them to ask his mother the questions because she would be calmer and she would stick with the script. Daddy was talking over all of them and said, no, he was repeating some of what he said. No, no, no. And emphasized this time, no, I don't trust anybody white conducting this investigation. Listen.
Where we get question to Mr. No, I do not. I don't have a confidence in anybody that is white that is doing an investigation about a black young man that was shot 7 times in his back and haven't come up.
This signaling, Mr. Crump, is a problem that I have. For a long time after that, in terms of several interviews, it was just Mr. Crump and Jacob Blake's mom. And then we started to call it out about the fact that they are not listening to the father. And then all of a sudden they start to bring the father on to do interviews. And none of them that I saw asked him about what was that part about you don't trust white people conducting this investigation. And then after that is when you started to see Attorney Crump and some of the other ones try to start bringing him on and being visible together. Dad, in their minds, it seems to me, went off code. And that is because I believe that the family has been set up for a settlement. And I understand that settlements come with civil cases, but family is a way to win everything. And winning everything in this war against white supremacy is not going to happen by cowardice. There's so much more I can say right now. But I told you I wasn't going to be before you long. I got to go, family. I'm afraid that those of you that are trying to tell us we need a civics class to understand the difference of what's happening here, the very ones, those are the very ones that protected and defended Judge Mammy Tammy. See, I don't trust you Negroes that's so deeply entrenched with these black attorneys and politicians, because we see what you attorneys do, Kamala Harris. God, today. We see what some of you black attorneys do, Barack Hussein Obama. These black leaders that's trying to school us, almost none of them are talking about reparations. I said almost none of the boule is talking about reparations, but they're defending the likes of Judge Mammy Tammy. They're showing excuses and understanding for her. I believe it was Roland Martin or somebody to that degree that was backing Andrew Gillum. And didn't Roland tell us that we had it wrong, that he's wasn't in there doing no sexual stuff? It ain't no proof that he was gay or whatever the situation was back in that time, and that we were jumping to conclusions and stuff like that. Some of these black folk that's attempting to school us, y'all all about the intersectionalism of it all. You for black, all this feminism mess and all the LGBTQ intersectional groups. All the people that want to tell us something. See, that's why they don't fool with your sister Vicki. You high five and you congratulate the Boulay and the Reverend Al Sharpton types. You make me sick. And one of the greatest members, one of the biggest Boulay members, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey, because we've been giving her that work. Not you, Boulays. We've been giving Oprah so much work that Oprah is trying to talk deep in black. Oprah is doing so many black specials, and we like, girl, if you don't shut up. Oprah is talking to more black men or black looking men than she ever have in all her life. Oprah had never met a black man that she didn't want to throw under a bus or crucify. It's only in recent history. It's only in recent history that Oprah trying to make a black comeback. That had nothing to do with none of you Negroes, because y'all think Oprah is great. We put enough pressure on Oprah that now all of a sudden she's trying to talk black. One of the things that Oprah did to put herself back in the news and to sell her magazines before they went out, because y'all know she's not doing the print magazines no more. She put Breonna Taylor on the front, and Oprah made the news recently because she bought up, was it 26 billboards with Breonna Taylor's name on it? Is that right, family? I'm done. But before Oprah did it, can you read these billboards right here? Shout out to my sister D. Tubman who just sent this to me. Do you all see these billboards? What do these billboards say? What do these billboards say? No, these right here aren't from Oprah though. Before Oprah decided to do a billboard, do you all see these? Do you all see what that says? This is the problem that I have with you black boule, is you ignore other black folks that's doing the work, but you brag about Oprah Winfrey. These billboards right here say black men, you see this one? Black men are here for Breonna Taylor. Produce justice. Do y'all see that? I think this is a part of the, it says paid for by the Black Channel. Shout out to the Black Channel. But did you all know that these black billboards existed before Oprah? And I'm looking at some of you so-called black activists and pundits, and I'm saying to myself, if it's about Breonna Taylor, and if it's about doing the work, why is it? Not that nobody needs this or asking you for it, but it shows me more about you. When you don't shout out people that's been doing the work and are doing the work, and you intentionally avoid them, I'm so glad I don't suffer from low self-esteem, because I know y'all steal from me. I know people that act like Vicki don't even exist and try to call themselves stealing my ideas, talking points, and so much more. Blocking me, MSNBC folk, CNN folks. I don't tell you about the ones that personally message me. But you act like Vicki is anathema. But you guys give Oprah Winfrey all the credit after she went after a dead black man. And when you see other black folk that's doing the work, you're very quiet about it. So I'm afraid I don't have no respect for some of you funny looking Negroes. Because if you can't shout out the brothers and sisters that's doing what they can to make a difference, how many other black folk that y'all don't like that's actually bailing black folks out of jail? The very ones that some of you newspapers are calling black misogynists. Shout out to you, Lisa, for your gift, your $50 gift. She said, thank you, Vicki, for the truth. You're so welcome. They're bailing folk out of jail. They're paying their legal bills. Some of us are using a portion of our income to support black organizations and entities that are doing the work. Some of us collectively, our collective black voices, we're reaching the black grassroots. We are what animates a thing. We give life to a thing. And you guys want to act like we don't exist in favor of the black boule. Let me tell you something. I don't suffer from low self-esteem. And you got about 5 minutes before all of that you're building breaks down. I love y'all. Vicki Dillard for our new black world leader, baby. I'm going to be somewhere sitting in the wings on that one. I just brought up that one little thing There's a lot of moving parts to this case, and there's much more that can be said later. But I wanted you guys to keep those few things in mind. And I want you to say to yourself that if they had the right motives, and if this was really about the death of our sister, why in the world would they act like we don't exist? You guys say that you're out there on the front line to be a voice for the voiceless, while you're trying to silence us. Like Jacob Blake's mom, she showed a greater restraint in her body language for those that attempted to murder her son than she did for her baby daddy, because he was calling them out for shooting his son in the back 7 times. She showed a greater disgust. Attorney Crump, my issue with you, beloved, is not because you are a civil attorney who's won all of your cases. My issue with you that you too attempted to silence this man by you directing the press to answer her questions, and by you quickly moving on and not emphasizing like you did the mama the point of the Black father. I know we're in systems of white supremacy, where at times we cooperate with certain elements of white supremacy because Black folks, we don't dominate everything. Some of y'all can say, buy black, buy black. How many Black folks own gas stations? Y'all know darn well that whenever you fill up your car, most of y'all are not filling up your car at no Black gas station. We do not have enough Black-owned store chains. So most of the food you buying is not coming from a Black business. It's not that I don't understand that. But there's a difference here. We know the difference. We're reasonable. But at different stages of warfare, you've got to understand when you must be uncompromising and when you are signaling weakness to a white supremacist. And I have told you and told you and told you many, 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 many times before. Many times before. That when you show that even a dog has no respect for a coward, that when a dog sees you show weakness, he's more likely to attack. And I'm saying, when you think about Black attorneys in general, watch this. Watch this. Thumbs up, family, real quick. When you think about the Johnny Cochrans of the world, y'all know darn well Johnny Cochran knew how to finesse the white supremacists and dominate their system. But there was something about Johnny Cochran that he had this Black swag. And before he died, as shocking and as controversial as his death still is, he was looking at using his legal expertise into getting reparations for Black people. Did you all know that? And when he represented O.J. Simpson, who all of white America hated, he was still cooperating with the system without compromising and emitting Black male weakness. That man had swag. And that is what I'm talking about. So don't you come to me telling me that we got to learn how to work through a system. And how do you think we're going to do this? Sit your funny looking, brand new, slow, limited self down somewhere. There's a way to do it. And the biggest issue that I have with you Negroes is you show more anger for somebody like me than you do for the white supremacists. That's what gets me. You all can't stand me. But it's a good thing you can't touch me and that I'm unbossed. Thank God I'm unbossed. That's more than you can say. Clubvicky.com for my mastermind tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm typically here weekdays, 6:30 p.m. right here on Fly Nubian Queen, TV.com. Text Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. Dear family, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget that we have a business school, flynubianbusiness.com. Flynubianbusiness.com. Wonder if those boule folk that are out there talking about they doing all the work, wonder do we have a business school to provide knowledge, economic knowledge to the people so that they can start to use their coin to build a black nation. Wonder do they do that? How many of them realize that in order to fight a war, you have to have a war chest? Wonder who's responsible for filling up that war chest. Love you to pieces. My name is Vicki Dillard. I can't wait to see you on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard and Twitter at Dillard Vicki. Mwah.